Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another reading vlog, and I haven't done one in a while. I think the last one I did was in March, and then exams started and I went on holiday. I had spring break, but now I'm back. Today is the last day of my first week back at school, and I'm starting this vlog in the morning because my classes are until 4:30 today, and I decided to just start early and then we'll see what happens for the rest of the day. I have two classes, English interpretation and Spanish translation. I don't really know what to expect. I mean, I do know what to expect from interpretation, which is just pure torture, to be honest. And Spanish translation, well, we have a different teacher than we used to, so I don't know what she's like, what we're gonna do, so it'll be somewhat of an experiment. As I said, I'm back at school. So since I'm back at school, I do have some assignments to do this weekend, which, you know, should be fine. It shouldn't take me too long. In terms of my exams, I got all my grades back yesterday, and it turns out that I passed everything, which is great. I just have to redo 3 little assignments for Dutch, and then I'll have passed that too, which is great news because this means that I can go on my internship after summer. I am just starting to finalize everything. I have to make up the contract this weekend, find places to live, make sure I have money while I'm out there. The place I'm going to be interning at is the Waterstones in Canterbury, which is amazing. I was kind of scared that my school wouldn't accept it as a place for my internship, but they have, so I am really excited to get started there. It is a internship of 19 weeks, so I'll be there from September to somewhere around January. I don't really know yet, but I'm really excited. I kind of hope I'm getting customer discount. I haven't actually asked it yet, but I think it wouldn't be 100% healthy for me. Anyway, I'm just excited to go there after summer, but first we gotta finish these couple of weeks of school and then have summer holiday, of course. So I've been ranting a bit more than I thought I would. So let's talk about the books that I am currently reading and the ones that I want to read this weekend. I am currently reading Beast of the Frozen Sun by Jill Criswell. I have my laptop down here. This book I got through NetGalley as an ARC because it's not out yet. It will come out on August 6th. 2019. And it is your typical YA fantasy book, which personally I love. The entirety of my bookshelf probably consists of YA fantasy, and I love it. I have only read 9 pages of it so far. I started it last night, but I was tired and Miss Congeniality was on TV, so I just put my book away. I am planning on reading more today. I have a couple of free hours between my classes in which I hope to get some reading done, but I also have to do some assignments, so I don't really know yet. I mean, at least tonight I will be reading Beasts of the Frozen Sun. Beasts of the Frozen Sun is about 2 people. It's a dual perspective, and I think it's going to be a trilogy. The first perspective is, oh god, a daughter of Illyria, Lyra. She has a special gift just as every other daughter of Illyria has. Lyra's is a bit different though, because she can read the soul of people just by touching them, which gives her a very high position in her clan. The other perspective we're going to be reading about is Raker. He is part of the Dragon Men, if I read that correctly. And they attack the ghosts of Glasness, where our entire story takes place. And he's a bit of a rebel. He doesn't really agree with everything that the warriors do. He wants to get away, but he can't really. And then there's inevitably going to be a moment where Raker and Lyra meet. and possibly they're gonna fall in love, because what else do you do in a YA fantasy? But I am really excited. I have been kind of I wouldn't say live tweeting, but live posting on my Goodreads about my thoughts and quotes that I really like, so be sure to follow that if you are really interested in those kind of things. And that was all for my current read, I guess. My next read, I actually have another book from NetGalley, which is Beau and Bet, which is also an ARC that will come out on June 25th this year. This is a modern day Beauty and the Beast retelling. And it just says that one of the two, I am really not sure which is which is the girl, Beau or Bet. One of the two has to work for the other because they wrecked their mother's expensive SUV to pay off the debts that they have formed while wrecking the SUV, obviously. And you know, they're probably gonna fall in love. They'll hate each other at first, they'll fall in love, and then they'll defy every thought that happened at the high school at the time. I am curious. I know I described it terribly, but I will leave a link in the description box if it sounds even remotely interesting to you. Yeah, I don't know. I love Beauty and the Beast and I love retellings, so I'm really curious to see how Catherine Burla has written this one. I know that a lot of people are actually raving about it on NetGalley and on Goodreads, so my expectations are getting pretty high. Finally this weekend, I don't think I'm gonna be able to read 3 books, but I also, let me just grab it. In case I read Beasts of the Frozen Sun and Beau and Bet, I want to start A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kammerer. This is also a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and this honestly sounded so amazing when I found it in the store. I bought this when I was in London, and this is a book I had a lovely conversation with the girl behind register, you know, which I aspire to do when I am on my internship in Canterbury. But she said some amazing things about this book, and BookTube and Bookstagram have been raving about it, so I am dying to give it a chance. Of course, also because it is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. But I can't really form any of my thoughts about it. I'm just really excited, so we'll see this weekend. I don't have any plans besides reading and studying, so we might go out, we might not. I might just spend an entire weekend at home. I know that I have a FaceTime call with my parents because I haven't seen them this week yet. I have to set up the contract, do some assignments, and that's basically it. So I will definitely update you when I get home from school, probably. As you can see, it is a little later. It is actually 20 to 7 right now. I had my dishes, I had my dinner, I did my dishes, I had a FaceTime call with my family, and I have already finished my homework, which is great. Which basically means that I have the entire evening off to read Beasts of the Frozen Sun. I read a little during dinner, which wasn't all that. You know, it was very short. I finished my dinner pretty quickly. And I am planning on reading more tonight. There's not going to be anything fun on TV, so I won't be distracted by that like I was last night. But I might just watch a movie. I don't really know what I'm in the mood for. However, I do like the twist that Beast of the Frozen Sun has taken so far. Apparently, Lyra and Riker are connected. They apparently met in the past, and Raker carved something in her wrist. She has a scar the same pattern as something around his eye, like a pattern around his eye. And yeah, every time they get close to each other, the scar starts tingling. So, you know, it's gotta be something good. So I'm really curious to see how their relationship's going to progress. At the moment, Lyra is trying to keep Raker alive by cuddling him after he almost drowned. She is trying to keep him warm, so she has crawled underneath the blanket with him, which should be interesting. As I said, it's just chapter 3, so there's so much more to happen. However, I don't really know what I'm gonna do right now. I think I'll just run through my regular night routine. I am thinking, however, of reorganizing my bookshelf this weekend. I reorganize my bookshelf every once in a while, and it has been a while. Well, not really, it's been 3 weeks, but I am not 100% happy with the way it is right now. So I will redo it this weekend, possibly turn it into a separate video, possibly just do it on here. I'm not really too sure yet. However, you never know. So I'm just announcing that, putting it out there right now, and yeah, let's get some reading done. Hey everyone, good morning. It is a 9:15 on Saturday the 11th of May. I stayed up until 10:30 last night to read Beasts of the Frozen Sun. I read about 100 pages and the story is really getting good so far. It's already taken turns I didn't expect, and I am 100% planning on continuing reading that book tonight because I really want to know what happens next. My plans for today include making my assignments, or at least getting them as far done as I can so I don't have to think about them for the rest of the weekend. And I need to get groceries because I don't have anything to eat for tonight except for eggs, and I'm not really feeling like having eggs for dinner, so I'll need to go to the store and get some stuff. And for the rest of the day, we'll see. I think I will just wing it today and just see whatever I feel like, and I'll take you along with me. It's lunchtime. I just made myself some scrambled eggs on buns for lunch, and I have already done groceries for the rest of the week, so that is out of the way. I did a big part of all my assignments this morning, which also feels really good. I just have to check a couple of them and then I can hand them in. The rest of the afternoon I am planning on reorganizing my bookshelf and maybe edit a bit of this reading vlog already and, you know, read, because that is what I do this readathon for. So I'm gonna go eat and maybe watch a movie. Okay, so it is time to start reorganizing the bookshelf. I am going to give you an overview of how it looks before and how it looks after, because the entire process is going to be a separate video on my YouTube channel, I've decided. If it works, and if it doesn't work, then oh well. Then I'll just put it in here and I'll just decide when I'm editing, I guess. So let's just quickly give you the overview. This is my entire bookshelf. It is a Billy bookshelf from IKEA. I think everyone on BookTube has one of these. And as you can see, there are books on top. There is a banner with my pins. There are Pop Funkos in there, a mug, my travel card, the stuff I use to annotate my books because I do that now. I never used to. And a business card from a Etsy store. While I'm going to be doing my reorganizing, I am going to be watching Moana because, hey, you gotta do something while you're working. So that is going to be my plan. This is how it looks. And I am really curious to see how it's changed after I'm done. Okay, so I am all done. It took me a lot shorter than I thought it would. I have gone back to the way I put it a while ago. I thought it was too cluttered, but it turns out I really liked it because I just went and, you know, did it again. So let me just give you a quick overview of what it looks like now. Right now it looks like this. As you can see, there are a lot more books on the top now, and the top books are either the books I don't read a lot, the ones I want to sell, or the ones I really don't like anymore. This shelf is reserved for all my favorites. As you can see, there's a lot of Sarah J Maas on there, two contemporaries, Cassandra Clare, Harry Potter, and A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I haven't actually read this yet, but I hope it will be one of my favorites. If not, I will swap it out for another book. This is just loads of hardcovers, YA books. I'm really sorry, that is my roommate you're hearing out there. Another stack of bigger books, and this is all just YA. This is a stack of Dutch books, and down here is also a small stack of Dutch books. The rest on my shelf is all English. And then, you know, all my Funkos have gotten their own place. So this is the current situation. These are all the books that were on my shelf. Last time I counted, there were 119. However, I have bought a fair amount of books since, so I don't really know how many there are. It is now my task to put all these books back on this empty shelf. Those are my school stuff, school books and stuff. My Funkos are all strewn around on the desk. I am still watching Moana, and yeah, it's going well actually. Been reading for most of the afternoon. I finished organizing my bookshelf. I read about 60 pages of Beasts of the Frozen Sun, and then I took myself out for a walk because whenever I have a day off, I like to just go for a walk, just not be in this room for a while. I sent a letter to one of my pen pals in America, and I bought myself a new shirt to kind of celebrate that I passed my resits and that I can officially go on my internship. after I came back, I started watching The Ugly Truth on Netflix, and I had a pizza for dinner. I burned my lip on a piece of cheese, and now it feels like my lip is actually huge. It sounds like I'm talking really weird, so if I am, I'm sorry. I 100% blame the fact that I burned my lip. My plans for tonight include continuing reading Beasts of the Frozen Sun, which currently is looking to be a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I am really enjoying it. However, there are some things I don't 100% agree with or don't 100% like. So that is why I docked half a star. But I am continuing reading this. I might continue watching The Ugly Truth, and then, you know, I'll probably go to sleep sometime. I just finished Beasts of the Frozen Sun, and I have been staring at the wall for the past couple of minutes because it was a beast of an ending. I'm kind of having trouble talking about it. I just can't believe what happened. Okay, it seems like it's a good idea to go to bed and, you know, update you guys tomorrow morning, but holy shit. I know the book isn't out yet, but I kind of need the sequel. I have so many questions. Okay, I did enjoy it. I gave it 4.5 stars right now, and that's all I can say about it. I'm gonna go to bed, and I will update you when I have formed my thoughts a bit better tomorrow. Good morning. It is a little past 9. I have gotten dressed, I did my hair, my makeup, and I got over the initial shock of finishing Beasts of the Frozen Sun by Jill Criswell. Holy shit, that was some ending. I promised myself last night that I wouldn't go to sleep before I'd finished it, and then I did finish it. And I was just kind of walking around my room for 15 minutes, staring into the abyss and just thinking about all the things that could happen after the ending. Jill Criswell has written an epic YA fantasy book. Yes, there are cliches. Yes, the ending is a bit predictable, but it makes for a perfect opening for the sequel, which I need right now. I really want to know what happened, and I spent part of those 15 minutes staring into the abyss last night, thinking of things that might have happened after the ending of Beast of the Frozen Sun. I still stand by my 4.5 stars. I have a little trouble articulating my thoughts at the moment. I am going to write my review for it today for NetGalley and for Goodreads. And depending on how well that goes and how long my review is, I might actually film a video on it. Can't make any promises, but we'll see. I don't have anything planned, so, you know, it gives you openings. Today I am going to finish up the contract. I am going to write my review, and what else do I have planned? Not much. I might go into town, go and see if the bookstore has anything new. Oh, speaking of which, after this I want to read a physical book. I have been reading on my laptop because NetGalley ARCs are usually e-ARCs. However, I don't like to stare at my screen for too long. It gives me headaches. Even if I put it in the night mode, which now is available on my laptop since I updated it. So I'm going to read A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer, just to kind of break up my laptop time. And after A Curse So Dark and Lonely, I will be reading Bo and Bet, whose author I cannot think of right now, but I will put it somewhere, maybe in a description box. I am also wearing the shirt I bought yesterday. I love it. It puts me in such a good mood. I can't wait to wear it, you know, around summer, which is now. It makes me happy. Yeah, puts me in a good mood. So right now I'm going to finish up my contract, write the reviews for Beast of the Frozen Sun, and then I will see what I'm gonna do for the rest of the day. I have been terrible at vlogging today. After you last saw me, I spent a good hour and a half talking to my friends from high school. We are trying to set up a party to celebrate the last ones of our friend group to finally get off of high school. The Netherlands has several levels in high school, one of 4 years, one of 5 years, and one of 6 years. We all started out at the 5-year level, but several went on to do the 6-year level, so they had to do 2 extra years of high school on top of the 5 they already did, just so that they can get into higher schools or something. Don't really know why. Yeah, we're kind of planning a party for them, and I was having so much fun texting my friends and missing them basically. It was great catching up with them and talking to them again, and I can't wait for that party. I have been hyping myself up since we have started talking about it. And then I made a split-second decision to go and see Detective Pikachu. I also went to the bookstore real quick beforehand because I had some time to kill, but it was crazy crowded in there, so I quickly gave up. And then I went to the cinema. I really enjoyed the movie. I went in knowing absolutely nothing of Pokemon, and I can honestly say that my knowledge has not increased. I know just as little about Pokemon as I did before. So don't feel restricted by, you know, not knowing anything about Pokemon if you do want to see the movie. The main reason I went actually was because Ryan Reynolds voices Pikachu, and I just really wanted to see how he did it, and in my opinion it was a perfect choice. As I said, it was a really fun movie. It was a bit cliche, but it's fine. I mean, I think it's more of a kids movie than an adult movie. There were a couple of kids sitting in front of me who had apparently seen a movie already, and they just kept saying 10 minutes before something would happen, like, oh, but do you remember? This and this is gonna happen. And I was just sitting there like, you know, you're little. I can't scream at you, but please shut up. Anyway, that just happened the entire movie, so it just kind of spoiled, kind of ruined, but I still would go and see again. I think it's a fun movie. So that was my afternoon. Tonight I am finally gonna start A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. I still haven't started this. I wanted to start this afternoon, but then I got to texting with my friends and deciding that I wanted to go to the cinema. So you know, I think it's time well spent, honestly. Just taking a bit of a break between Beasts of the Frozen Sun and A Curse So Dark and Lonely. So I'm gonna stay in tonight, read this, hopefully really enjoy this, because my hopes for this book oh my goodness, my hopes for this book have gotten incredibly high. I really want to like this. I don't know why, maybe because it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but I really hope I enjoy this. And I don't know if I'm going to be filming tonight, so if I'm not, I'm just gonna go ahead and say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Doei!